Now today I'm going to be making some puff pastry tarts with cheese, tomatoes and black olives. And these are so simple to do and absolutely scrummy, so give these a go. So just to go through the ingredients, now I've got me puff pastry here, it's ready to go, ready rolled. What you do is just pull it out the fridge, unroll it, cut your shape, ready to use. Now what I'm going to do is to flavour up the base of the puff pastry, I'm going to use this sort of paste. It's like an olive paste, and what it's called is tapenade. And what you do is just, you know, brush it on and it just gives it a lovely flavour. It's a mixture of sort of, you know, olives, and you've got anchovies and capers and garlic. It's a French product, really nice as a base. Now if you're not really keen on the olives, what you could use as an alternative is something like pesto. You can get sort of the green pesto, which is like the basil one, or you can get the tomato one, the red sort of pesto, and use that as an alternative. But I'm going to be using that one because I think that is a nice base. Then we've got some mozzarella balls. Now with these fresh mozzarella balls, what you need to do is just drain them off, and then you can slice them up, lay them over the top of the paste. And then we've got some, you know, tomatoes, which we can cut those in half. Got a few sprigs of fresh thyme, so we're just going to break the leaves off, sprinkle that in. Now I've also got one egg. The reason I've got that is because we need to beat the egg, and we're just going to brush it on the base of the pastry. It'll give it a lovely colour and, you know, just make it look more attractive. A little bit of olive oil just to dribble over the top, salt just to slightly season it. And then I'm going to finish mine off again with some fresh olives. But again, if you don't like the olives, leave those off. So there's all the ingredients, nice simple ingredients, but it all comes together and makes something scrummy. So I've got it all prepared, and I've got myself a baking tin with this non-stick heat-proof paper. Now I've got me ready rolled puff pastry. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to lay that out. Now incidentally, with this puff pastry, you want to try and keep it in the fridge until you're just about to use it. I think I'm going to do 6 squares, so if I go about there, like that, and then we can just go down the middle, and that way we're not going to waste any either. So just come back, lovely. Now what we can also do is just around the edges, very lightly, we want to make another little square like that, because that's where all the mixture is going to go. And this will allow the edge to puff up and the base obviously not. So I'm just going very gently. So I'll do that with all of those. Right, I've marked those out, so that's good. Now what you can do is, if you find that, because you do need to make sure these are slightly separated, so I'm just going to just double check. Otherwise they're all going to be stuck to each other. Just that the corners weren't quite done. Do. Now, next of all, I'm going to get a fork, and you just want to prick the bottom of it like that. So again, I'll do that with all of those. That's it, just doing the last one. The reason we're doing that is to stop the pastry in the middle from trying to puff up. Now next of all, got my egg, got a beaten egg, like so. So I'm just going to just quickly go over it like that. Try and get round the edges, because you do want the edges to look nice. It all just gives it a lovely golden colour. So again, just do that with all the rest of them. That's it, just done the last one. Now incidentally, it's a good time at the moment, or even slightly before, just to switch your oven on. So just going to quickly switch mine on, get it sort of preheated. Now next of all, we've got that paste, the olive paste, so I'm just going to put some of that over there. So I think what I'll use is roughly about a teaspoon in each. But like I say, if you prefer to use pesto, you know, use that. I've used that before in the past. It's lovely. That's it. All done. And again, just going to slightly spread that out. I'll carry on doing that. And then what we can do is obviously put the cherry tomatoes. I mean, obviously you might want to, you know, use different things to what I've got, but I'm just going to sprinkle some chopped up. They can even be whole little ones. So again, I'm going to spread those out so we've got tomatoes on all of them. And what I'm going to do at this point, because I've got the tomatoes there, I'm just going to season it with salt, because, you know, it just makes tomatoes taste really good. That's it. And then we can put on whatever cheese you're using. Obviously I'm using sliced up mozzarella. So again, we can just lay some of that. So we've got, you know, roughly about the same amount on each. I've just got that little bit of fresh thyme. So again, just spread that around. Now I've just got those olives. Now I had to pit these ones, so ideally if you can get them ready pitted, it's going to make your life easier. But they're kind of cut in half. But these are really nice olives. And I think that's just going to finish it off a little bit. Now I was going to drizzle it in olive oil, but I'm actually going to use the oil out of these olives because they got a little bit of oregano flavouring in there, and it's olive oil, so I might as well use that. There, you got a little bit of oregano in there. Lovely. Now I'm just going to just dribble a little bit on each of those. So again, I'll carry on, do the other 5. That's it, only needs a little dribble. And there you go. That is ready to go in the preheated oven. So I'm just going to place those in the oven. Now I've got my temperature set at 200 degrees Celsius, which is 400 degrees Fahrenheit, gas mark 6. Remember, it's a preheated oven, and I say cook time about 15, maybe 20 minutes until they look absolutely gorgeous and the base is, you know, obviously not soggy. So pull them out, 15-20 minutes. Now I finished cooking my tarts, and mine have had just over 20 minutes. They've been about 21, 22 minutes. Oh, look at these. They look absolutely divine. Beautiful. Now what I'm going to do with those is take them out, put them on a table, and leave them to cool down slightly. So with the tarts, I've taken them out of the oven, I've left mine for a few minutes, and they look wonderful. Now what I'm going to do is serve one of those up. Now I've already chosen the one I want. I've been looking at them for the last 3 or 4 minutes, and oh, this one looks scrummy. I'm just going to have this one. So what I'm going to do is to lift that on a plate, serve it up, a little bit of green salad, rocket it, whatever you want, and enjoy. So let me move that aside, get a plate, serve one up. Now just serve some of that up, put a little bit of rocket there, always goes well with it. So let's just try some of that. Let's get some of that nice, crunchy puff pastry, because it is a puff pastry tart, and oh, you know that's going to be good. You can hear the sound of it. Let me try that. That is just so scrummy. Do you know, you get that olive paste. Oh, that is so nice. It's not really overpowering or anything like that. And when you get a tomato, it's wonderful. The mozzarella, this is buffalo mozzarella, but obviously use any cheese you want, and that is so, so good. That is just a simple, delicious thing that you could have for lunch, a snack, anytime you want. Serve it, a little bit of rocket. Rocket's always nice, a little bit peppery, but you could have a little salad, whatever you fancy. Let me just get some of that on there. Oh. Thanks for watching my videos. I'll see you on the next one. The Original Naked Chef.